This advice it's for the husbands, the fathers. Dad, if you could support your wife and allow her to stay home, please do it. Because if you have teenagers, um, they need someone at home. Because if both parents are working and they're alone in the house, uh, most likely they're gonna be out with their friends doing bad stuff, or their friends telling them to do bad stuff. Because my parents had to work, they both had to work. And when my parents broke up, my mom was a single mom with 5 children. So she had no choice. She had to support us 5 children. And she had no choice but to work. So guess what? We would do everything my mom would say, like clean. But when she wasn't home, we would be with our friends. And guess what our friends used to tell us to do? They used to tell us to do bad stuff. Like, they would tell us to play the Ouija board. Well, that was one time, and that is really bad. When you play the Ouija board, you're opening the doors to the devil and his demons. That was bad. They will tell you to do drugs. They will tell you to try alcohol. They will tell you to join in gangs. They'll tell you to fight. They'll tell you to go to like supermarkets, and they'll tell you that it's okay to steal, and it's not okay. And also, you will have boyfriends. And if you don't sit down with your children and you don't explain to them what is rape, and if you don't explain to them what is intercourse and so, then guess what? They're gonna teach them. That's why it's better for one parent to be home, so you could protect your children, so you could advise your children, so you could care for your children. Your teenagers, they need you. You need to be watching them, hearing them, what they're doing, because you don't know what they do when you're at work. They need supervision. That's why a lot of these teenagers, they become drug addicts, and that's why a lot of these teenagers, they become pregnant. I became pregnant at the age of 16. And and that's why these teenagers, they become alcoholic, and they get into gangs, they fight, they go to jail, because they were home alone with no supervision. If you could have your wife stay home so she could cook, clean, and watch your teenagers and take care of your children, do it. Leaving your teenagers and your children alone is dangerous, very dangerous. There's a lot of bad influences out there. And you want to make sure you're teaching your kids. You want to make sure you're giving love to your kids, so they don't be begging for love out there, so they don't be begging for attention, so they're not being bullied, belittled. Because if your daughters have the love of a father, they're not going to be begging for the love of a man. If the sons have the love of the mother, they're not going to be begging for the love of women's. If your children, your teenagers have both parents, they have it all. They have identity. They have protection. So please, if you could have your wife stay home, please have her stay home, so she could nourish nature. No, not nourish. Nourish your children. I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget the words. But please have your wife stay home and take care of your teenagers. They need you. Our teenagers need us. Amen. God bless you.